Good evening and welcome to another edition of Great Vision Design Sports News. I'm your host and presenter, Michael Medjetier. Following the news item, we'll have a very prominent in-studio guest and we'll get to him pretty soon. However, we will kick off with this tonight's sports news. Texas's Junior Alfred will have a chance to defend an NCAA outdoor 100-meter title after securing a spot in the field on the final day of the NCAA West Regional in Sacramento. The 21-year-old St. Lucian, who won the NCAA indoor 60 and 200-meter double early season, sped to a meet record and collegiate leading time of 10.83 seconds to comfortably be the fastest qualifier to the championship set for June 7th and 10th on a home track at the University of Texas. Her Jamaican teammate, Kevona Davis, also made it through the preliminaries with an 11.06 effort. The Texas duo also made it through in the 200 meters, with Davis running a season's best 22.33 and Alfred running 22.5 seconds. Julian's 100 meters clocking is the fastest ever in first-round history and the fourth fastest in collegiate history. Additionally, it is a facility record, and Alfred will be joined by fellow St. Lucians Michael Joseph and Asa Lawrenson in the big meet. Joseph qualified with a 45.23 seconds clocking in the 400 meters to place second overall. Ruben Nichols of Lincoln University, another St. Lucian, copped silver at the NCAA Division II Track and Field Championship in the men 400 meters, running a new school record of 46.01 seconds. We want to wish all the St. Lucians the best coming next weekend. A large crowd gathered at the Debarra playing field to witness was an exciting finals in the Honorable Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot Barbono 40 over cricket tournament between Torrin United and Debarra Bright. Batting first in a game reduced to 35 overs, Torrin powered the way to a mammoth total of 330 for 8 in their allotted 35 overs. Dane Edward was in sublime form as he carved his way to a polished 113 runs. He received good support from Alvin Lafay, 67, Siobhan Joseph, 66, Quinn Henry, 14, and Vincent Regis, 12. Bowling for Debarra Bright, Sikander Gustav, Nemaya Wilfred, Barry Charles, and Kingsinger Anthony took 2 wickets each. In their reply, Debarra Bright, after the 12 overs, was comfortably placed at 124 for 2. But when Alex Joseph fell on 65 in the next over, Torrin mounted relentless pressure, taking wickets at regular intervals to reduce them to 211 all out in 25.4 overs. Other good contributions came from Isaiah Wilfred, 39, Barry Charles, 39, LeSean Alford, 13. Bowling for Torrin, Quinn Henry bagged 4 wickets, with 2 each to Siobhan Joseph and Naeem Rosemond, while there was 1 wicket apiece to Angus Tyson and Alvin Lafay. Torrin won by 119 runs and lifted the Honorable Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot Championship trophy, along with a monetary prize of $12,000. Debarra Bright took the second place trophy, together with $750. At the award ceremony, Dr. Poyot expressed her satisfaction on the organization of the overall tournament and promised her overwhelming support for future tournament as Barbono cricket continues to progress. The individual prizes presenters were as follows: the most runs of the tournament, Siobhan Joseph, 267, inclusive of 4 half centuries. The most wickets of the tournament was picked up by Alvin Lafay with 11, the MVP of the final, Dane Edward, and the MVP of the tournament, Siobhan Joseph. We now turn our attention to the just concluded International Veterans Masters Tournament. In a repeat of last year's final, Gross-led veterans regained their 40 and over championship with a hard-earned victory over Era Masters of Trinidad and Tobago in a very exciting matchup. Earl Bollogshaw shot the visitors in the lead in the 20th minute. This lead was short-lived as Rafferty Lowenhill equalized for Gross-led veterans. Despite some fine attacking and counter-attacking play by both teams, No further goals were scored as the game ended 1-1. However, in the ensuing penalty shootout, and thanks to 3 valiant saves by goalkeeper and captain Giovanni Di Turvel, Grosled veterans prevailed to lift the coveted trophy. The finals of the 50-plus main championship was won by Sunday Crew of Trinidad and Tobago, who defeated Masters Reloaded 3-0 with goals from Kendall Velox, the 5th, Ferdinand Dolingson, the 15th, and Dillian Sinset in the 19th minute. In the 40-plus men championship, SLU Central Viewfort placed 3rd with a 3-0 victory over Sunday Crew of Trinidad and Tobago. They got their goals from Luton Daisy in the 37th and 60th minute, and Leighton Sandiford in the 53rd minute. We now bring you the results of other matches contested on the final day, which was Monday. Marcia defeated Monterey Poshak 3-1 by penalties to place 3rd in the plate 40 and over. Lincoln Phillips scored for Marcia in the 35th minute, while Chauvin Charles scored for Monterey Poshak in the 50th minute. North 50 defeated Labrie United 2-1 in the finals of the plate 50+. Gerald and Jason Hopp scored for North 50, while Nathan James scored for Labrie United. In the finals of the plate 40+, Beaufort South, with goals from Donovan Velas in the 36th and 49th minute, Arthur Motley 23rd, and Bothain Alexander 30th minute, defeated Soufrière veterans 4-2. Scoring for Soufrière or Augustin Lucien 32nd and Mark Sirius Nicholas in the 45th minute. The 3rd place of the 50 and over plate, Carriacou Masters with a goal from Julian Joseph, a penalty in the 47th minute, edged out VSADC 1-0. Are you not tired of all them plates? Let's move on. Richford Primary and Soufrière Primary are expected to feature in a fantastic matchup in the intra-primary school final tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, 6 June at the Sad Plain Field from 11 a.m. The competition is organized by the St. Lucia Football Association, Inc., in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports. Both teams entered the showpiece following the semi-finals victory played at the same venue today, Thursday, 1st of June. And my guest would like that. Richford Primary was first to book their spot versus Canaries Primary. After regulation time, the scores were locked at 2-2. The goal scorers for Richford Primary were Eden Sandiford in the 50th minute and Kishon Ome in the 23rd minute. Scoring for Canaries Primary were Theon Mason in the 45th minute and Torrance Markey in the 50th minute. In the dreaded penalty shootout, Richford Primary prevails 7-6. In semi-final number 2, Soufrière Primary made light work of Ansley Primary, defeating them 4-0. Ensuring victory for Soufrière Primary were Delsley Edward with a brace in the 15th and 35th minute, Leon Griffith in the 39th, and Imani Louisi in the 42nd minute. The 4th place silverware between the 2 losing finalists, Canaries Primary and Ancillary Primary, neighbors, will kick off from 10 a.m. on the same day, which is Tuesday the 6th. CONCACAF will lead an executive mentorship program to take place on Friday 2nd and Saturday 3rd June 2023 at the headquarters of the St. Lucia Football Association, Inc. in Laclery from 9 a.m. each day. Mr. Howard McIntosh, Senior Manager, One CONCACAF, and Mr. Horace Reed, Director, CONCACAF Caribbean Member Association Affairs, will facilitate the workshop during the 2 days. The workshop is designed to provide the executive committee members of the SLFA Inc. and senior staff of the association with insights into the latest practices in the administration of football and share best practices for adoption by the association. The media is hereby invited to witness the short opening ceremony of the workshop, slated for Friday, 1st June, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. And this will take place at the offices of the St. Lucia Football Association, Inc. Following the completion of the workshop, a comprehensive report will be made available to media houses. Much talked about competition. More 4 matches were played in the Body Lake Correctional Facility Safe Space Futsal Tournament at the Richford Playing Field on Sunday, 28th May 2023. In the first encounter, New Village edged out Back on Track 1-0 in a male encounter with a goal by Andre Phillips. In a female encounter, Conway was in a no-nonsense mood, defeating Back on Track 11-1, courtesy of Beaver Tricks by Elijah Markey and Jamila Henry. Faye Joseph and Chantal John scored 1 each, while there was an own goal by Serena Vidal. Tolly James scored for Back on Track. In the third game, A Guardians got past Grassroots 3-0 with a hat-trick from Kevin Dupree. In the day's final encounter, Marshall comfortably disposed of Cooleytown 9-2. They got the goals from Ronaldo Leos, a Beaver trick, braces by Andres Remy, and Kushore Kadu, and the other from Kimani St. Louis. Neroy Marius and Stephen Vatti scored for Cooleytown. We now bring you an update of the Body Lake Correctional Facility Safe Space Futsal Competition. And for the purposes of this news podcast, we will highlight the female category since it is more at an advanced stage. This group is headed by Conway, who have played unbeaten with 9 points, with a better goal difference to Marcia, who are second also on 9 points. Braville FC of the Body Lake Correctional Facility is third with 7 points, followed by Mabuya Valley with 4 points. The leading goal scorer in this tournament is Elijah Markey of Conway with 16, followed by Jamila Henry, also of Conway, with 11. Next up are Daniel Tobier of Braville FC with 10, and Franny Wilkie of Marshall with 10. Meanwhile, the leading goal scorers in the male category are Claudia Joseph of Mabuya Valley with 6, followed by Denise Edwin of Rosehill with 5. Braden Sandiford, also of Rosehill, Ronaldo Regis of Marshall, have scored 4 each. We still stay with football. Expectations are high for the staging of the upcoming 2023 Money, Power and Respect MPR Babono Youth Synergy Invitational Tournament, scheduled to commence on Saturday, 3rd June 2023, to be continued over a 4-week period. All games will be played at the Forsaw Playing Field from 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. and will take place solely on weekends. The participating teams will be placed in 2 groups where they will play in a single round-robin format. At the end of the round, the top 2 teams will advance to the semi-finals and then the finals. The winning team will receive $2,000 and a trophy, second place finisher $1,000 and a trophy, while the third place finisher will receive a trophy and $750. Other individual awards will be presented. The top goal scorer will receive a monetary prize of $1,000, courtesy of the Minister of Youth Development and Sports, Honorable Kenton Kazimi. The most disciplined team will receive $500, courtesy of a corporate sponsor. The tournament is fully endorsed by the St. Lucia Football Association, Inc., as they are fully committed and supportive of the development of youth football talent in the community. Following the preliminary round of matches in the Corporate Warfare Futsal Series, the quarterfinals round of matches have been scheduled. And matches scheduled for Friday, June will feature the following: Lendor Chartered Accountants versus Calabash Coals at 6:30 p.m. Unicommerce St. Lucia Limited versus Big D Maintenance at 7:10. St. Lucia Postal Service versus Wasco at 7:40 p.m. Peter and Company Distribution versus St. Lucia Teachers Union at 8:15 p.m. The winners of each group will advance to the semis and the final. Matches carded for the Saturday, the 3rd June as follows: Mullins Cuisine versus Sidwan Enterprise at 6:30 p.m. Food Center versus KM2 Solutions at 7:05 p.m. Sandals Regency versus Royalton St. Lucia at 7:40 p.m. and Rapid Entertainment versus Computer and Business Services 8:15 p.m. Once again, winners will proceed to the semi-finals and finals. Matches are of 30 minutes duration, 15 minutes each half. and for a bit of international and yet local flavor. For the past few days, Jamaica has been paying host to a FIFA Football for Schools F4A's workshop, which is a collaboration between FIFA and UNESCO to educate, develop, and empower some 700 million children across the globe. Under the program, member associations of FIFA from the region who are participating will get a one-off payment of 50,000 US dollars to run their individual programs, which will be guided by key objectives such as result-based management framework and theory of change, which is expected to develop intrapersonal, interpersonal, and cognitive skills. Fatimata Saul, FIFA's Football for Schools director, says ultimately the initiative is geared towards equipping those involved in the sport to not only become better footballers, but to become better persons in other spheres of life. The initiative will expand football globally and help the participants to become better global citizens, noted Fatimata. We want every child across the world to have the opportunity to play football through the 211 members associations, and in doing so, we want them to learn and develop important life skills. In other words, FIFA is made up of 211 members. The monitoring and evaluation will offer the scope for FIFA and UNESCO to collate and analyze data and refine data collection tools. Some of the special components of the program are A, a free digital application, B, an online learning platform with relevant content for program stakeholders, and C, the provision of equipment including size for Adidas footballs, which will be a welcome initiative for the schools in St. Lucia. St. Lucia was represented at the workshop, which concluded yesterday by Mr. John Seeley and Mr. Evestus Augustine of the St. Lucia Football Association, Inc., Mr. Dave Donald Albert, Curriculum Officer of the Ministry of Education, and School Sports Coordinator of the Ministry of Youth Development Sports, Mrs. Isabel Alexander Markey. Some news just coming to hand, and again, right up the alley of our guest. The 2023 Ministry of Youth Development and Sports Schools Under 16 40 over cricket tournament continued today, Thursday, June the 1st, with 2 more matches. Victories were recorded for St. Mary's College over Barbados Secondary and Corinth Secondary over Castries Comprehensive Secondary. At the Grosslet playing field, St. Mary's College had the better of Barbados Secondary, winning comfortably by 7 wickets. Batting first, Barbados Secondary reached 160 for 9 in 31 overs, with Daisy Paul making 34 for 12 Francis 16. The wicket takers for St. Mary's College were Joshua Moise, 3 for 17 in 7 overs, Canil Nelson, 2 for 26 in 6 overs, Jonathan Daniel, 2 for 38 in 5 overs. In reply, St. Mary's College, led by an unbeaten half-century from Canil Nelson, finished on 161 for 3 in 17.3 overs. Nelson made a responsible undefeated 54 with 7 fours, while Jonathan Daniel contributed with 31 and Dante Eugene chipped in with 16. The wicket takers for Barbados Secondary were Cancia Simon with 2 for 51 in 6 overs. At the Moshi playing field, Castries Comprehensive went down to Corinth Secondary in a one-sided match. Corinth Secondary batting first closed their innings 197 for 9 in 29 overs, with Jaden Kodra making a half-century, his second in as many matches. He batted with excellent composure in making a control 64, inclusive of 5 fours and 3 sixes. Other useful contributors came from Jaheim Simeon with 23 and Neil Poyot 16. The main wicket takers for Castries Comprehensive Secondary were Caleb Thomas, 3 for 43 in 8 overs, Caden Francois, 3 for 49 in 7 overs, and Daniel Lord, 2 for 45. In reply, Castries Comprehensive was dismissed for 79 in 23.1 overs, with Karen Francis, 31, the only batter to reach double figures. The wicket takers for Corinth Secondary were Jaden Kodra, 3 for 23 in 8 overs, Troy Prosper, 2 for 4 in 1.1 overs. Neil Poyer 2 for 13 in 5 overs. The tournament continues on Friday, June 2nd, with 2 more matches. Leon Hess Comprehensive and Corinth Secondary will be locked in battle at the Grosslett playing field, and at the Morsey playing field, it will be the St. Lucia Sports Academy and Cicero Secondary battling each other. And here is where we come to the end of this evening's sports news. Stay tuned for up next. It's a very interactive session with our guests.
Sports Talk is brought to you by the kind compliments of the following sponsors.
To protect appliances from lightning, rain, and flood water damage, unplug them, then turn off the main switch. Lightning can produce electrical surges which can damage equipment. Protect your electronics from water damage as well. Make sure you have flashlights, battery-powered radios, and extra fresh batteries available. Be smart, stay safe.
In the Caribbean, Mother Nature has long taught us the secrets of self-care. Glory cedar leaves to fight skin infection or sulfur baths for acne and eczema. Now, these and other time-tested ingredients are contained in high-quality, locally produced handmade soap. Etoile. 10 spa-worthy soap choices including soothing aloe vera, zesty coconut, black soap from charcoal, and many more. Etoile is made from all natural ingredients and is surprisingly affordable. Etoile, a skin spa in a soap bar. Available at supermarkets and pharmacies near you.
Shall you come and play with us, sir?
No, I don't want to play.
Why?
You know my uncle died and I can't even go to the funeral. I just don't want to play.
But DVD, I was luck. DVD have it on TV and online. You can even watch it on your phone.
That's true. Let's go and watch it now.
In keeping with the social distancing of COVID-19, GVD TV channel 115 has now added television broadcast to its online coverage of funerals. COVID-19 is not a friend, it's not a citizen, and it's definitely not a family member. Call GVD TV at 726-9914 or 722-6542 to make arrangements for funeral services online and television viewing from the church to the cemetery.
Thanks for staying tuned. As I indicated early on, we have an in-studio guest, and he's none other than Miss. Well, I'll let him introduce himself. but he's Mr. Cyrus Sipal. He's known to be wearing a number of hats, too numerous to mention. There is one upcoming hat, but I will leave that for a later date. He's also the education officer for District 1, and as I indicated in our first program, to give an idea of what District 1 comprises, District 1 comprises the primary schools and secondary schools in the Northern and Barbano district. So, Mr. Sipal, good evening and welcome to Sports Talk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre, and indeed I am excited to be here with you. All right, whenever you are part of a program, I know it is top quality and high quality. So by you inviting me to be here tonight, let me say thank you very much. And to our listening and viewing audience, let me say good night to you. And then, as you said, I wear many caps, so tonight I'm not too sure which one you'll ask me to wear because I am the education officer. I'm linking with Ministry of Sports for School Sport. I am also wearing the cap of APL. I'm wearing the cap of Barbono Cricket. I'm wearing the cap now of the grassroots Barbono under 19, and then wearing the cap of many caps. So you tell me.
Having said all of this, maybe it's now time for you to get a helmet because because a lot will be coming at you. So let's start with your aspect of the education officer for District 1. We have seen the commencement and almost the closure of the primary schools round of 16 competition. We are now in the final stage. You are part and parcel of that whole competition. Give us your thoughts on the competition and where we are right now. The final stage.
Yes, so far I must say that I'm very impressed with what has been happening, although a little disappointed because the two schools from District 1, that of Grosile and the Bullet, we have been knocked out. All right, but then my former school, Richmond, where I was first principal of, they are in, so I may need to commend Richmond because last year it was Grosile who defeated Richmond in the finals.
In the finals, yeah.
Okay, and then they did promise that they are coming for revenge this year. And so far, the way they are going, I must commend them on that. But then I must say the way that the tournament has been running, all right, and then with the organizer who is there coordinating things and ensuring that things go well. From a Ministry of Education perspective, we are very pleased with the way the tournament has been going. And then this is where we nurture put it that way, the young footballers. And then now, along with the number of academies and clubs that you have, we give them that other opportunity to exhibit their skills, talents, and then to showcase themselves and also to represent their school, to make their school look good and then give their school a name, something to look forward to. Because there are a number of schools, Mr. Pierre, who will talk about, oh, well, they won the spelling competition and then they came first for CPEA and these things and so on. But then sports is also plays a pivotal role in the whole scheme of the education business. So the schools now that are doing well in sports, we have to highlight them and let them know that they are doing well.
Therefore, let me ask you a question, because this question has been out there. In your opinion, what would you classify as a top performing school on the island?
Okay, put it that way. A top performing school for me would be a school with a holistic development program. All right, so you're performing in their academic, you're performing in the sports, you're performing in the culture, in the whole civic development, just the holistic child. All right, and then you're developing what we call now the curriculum citizen that will be ready not just for St. Lucia but for the global market.
Well said, Mr. Stephen. Jamaica just paid host to a workshop. It's called Football for Schools, and that was facilitated by FIFA and UNESCO to educate, develop, and empower some 700 million children across the globe. St. Lucia was represented at that specific workshop in the persons of our program officer at the St. Lucia Football Association, Mr. John Seeley, our development officer, Mr. Yvestus Augustine. Then you had Mr. Albert from the Ministry of Education, the curriculum officer, and the sports coordinator, school sports coordinator from the Ministry of Youth Development Sport, Mrs. Isabel Alexander Markey. St. Lucia will be benefiting from this workshop to the tune of $50,000 to help with further developing the school's football program. How do you see this benefiting St. Lucia?
Yes, I find this will be a very good program, and then I would hope that it is well calculated in terms of the distribution of the finances among the schools. Because what you find sometimes, there are schools with a program, and there are schools who follow an event. And then you know me with these two concepts already. An event would be the tournament is coming up, so about 2 weeks before the tournament, or even 1 week, pull together a few boys and so on, and then get them ready for the tournament. However, program is a year-round program, and then that's what we need to put into it. So I'm hoping now that the persons who have attended that to make the program available for a number of our footballers who might be deprived because of one, they may not have the financial capacity to be able to go to the different clubs and the areas where they have to travel to for training. And then if you can go to these communities where we have these underprivileged children, where we can meet them and then provide a program for them. As I said, a program, not an event. A program where we develop them and then we nurture their skills to take them to the next level. Then I'm hoping that this will be able to meet that.
We are still staying with school sports and education. we see the commencement of the Under-16 cricket tournament organized by the Ministry of Youth Development Sports. And I want to tie this in with also the Celebration Sports Academy, because they are also participated in it. Earlier in the second term, we saw the Under-19 tournament, which was a very well-run one, though a lot of persons were disappointed. I suppose you were disappointed that the Sports Academy didn't lift the trophy. But again, we are seeing the schools doing very well in the Under-16. Your thoughts on the tournament thus far?
So far, it has been for me mixed feelings. What you find out, Mr. Pierre, is that you see the players who are part of the academies or the grassroots clubs, and then, for example, the Alton Crafton club, the Babono Under-19, John Eugene, then you have the Valley, and so forth. These players come through, and then you can see their performance. They are doing a lot better than those now. You see now that they are not part of any club. Now, this is where now I'm saying that I expect now the schools now don't depend simply on the clubs that are developing the children, but you too, from the time the children come to you from Form 1, to have that program in place for them so they know that, okay, if it is twice a week, you're training for cricket by the time you have landed at our school, because their goal is to play the Under-15 tournament or the Under-19 tournament. However, for this year, the way it has been running, as I said, we still have some teams that, for example, Castries Compre, they will bowl out for 23 against Sports Academy. All right, and then today they did a little better because 70-something they scored. But then what you find out is that, as I said, you can see the disparity between the schools that have players. And then sometimes now we give the recommendations to the schools for developing the players, but then most of the players sometimes are part of clubs. So then now we need to understand that the schools now need to ensure that they develop a program to help nurture these talents and these skills.
Well, at this point in time, having said this, we'll take a short break and we'll return with Mr. Sipal to continue our discussion on a range of topics which we have scheduled for tonight.
Sports Talk is brought to you by the kind compliments of the following sponsors.
To protect appliances from lightning, rain, and floodwater damage, unplug them, then turn off the main switch. Lightning can produce electrical surges which can damage equipment. Protect your electronics from water damage as well. Make sure you have flashlights, battery-powered radios, and extra fresh batteries available. Be smart, stay safe.
In the Caribbean, Mother Nature has long taught us the secrets of self-care. Glory cedar leaves to fight skin infection or sulfur baths for acne and eczema. Now, these and other time-tested ingredients are contained in high-quality, locally produced handmade soap. Etoile. 10 spa-worthy soap choices including soothing aloe vera, zesty coconut, black soap from charcoal, and many more. Etoile is made from all natural ingredients and is surprisingly affordable. Etoile, a skin spa in a soap bar. Available at supermarkets and pharmacies near you.
Shall you come and play with us, sir?
No, I don't want to play.
Why?
You know my uncle died and I can't even go to the funeral. I just don't want to play.
But GVD have us luck. GVD have it on TV and online. You can even watch it on your phone.
That's true. Let's go and watch it now.
In keeping with the social distancing of COVID-19, JVD TV channel 115 has now added television broadcast to its online coverage of funerals. COVID-19 is not a friend, it's not a citizen, and it's definitely not a family member. Call GVD TV at 726-9914 or 722-6542 to make arrangements for funeral services online and television viewing from the church to the cemetery.
Welcome back to Sports Talk. And as I said, our guest is Mr. Cyrus Sipal, who is here with us wearing a number of hats. And one of the programs as institutions that have been very dear to a lot of persons, young persons, and to Mr. Sipal is the St. Lucia Sports Academy. Recently, the St. Lucia Sports Academy engaged on a engagement, a trip to Dominica. We also see a number of their athletes have done perform well at the Carifta Games. Just recently, another athlete set a facility record there in the javelin. First of all, just give us some insight on the Dominica Exchange and the programs being offered at the Sports Academy.
Yes, okay. The St. Lucia Sports Academy is the place where athletes, cricketers, and footballers, if you want to be an elite sports person, you have to register to be at that institution. Okay, so I need to put that plug in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So our tour to Dominica was indeed a very successful one. Okay, and then what I was impressed with, Mr. Pierre, was the way that the Dominica Sports Department welcomed us. We were treated like we are a full national team, not just a school team coming to Dominica. The way we were treated, the events that were planned for us, the different activities and so on, and even the tournaments that we participated in. And Dominica, listen, they are very serious about their sports. They don't play by their sports. The coordinators, the sports officers, the director of sports, and so on. It was great. And then the cricket, as you know, we played, but then we did not do too well because Dominica played with almost their under-19 team against us. So we had a big challenge. But then we promised them that we're coming back for them. The football was exciting, Mr. Pierre. That was top-class football at the highest level. Our young footballers from the Sports Academy, listen, they are top-class footballers. And they match up against a Dominica almost combined team. And then we were able to win the football. The track event was also a great success. Okay, St. Lucia won gold in almost all of the events. So generally, our tour to Dominica was the first one, the inaugural one, and it was a great success. And we are looking forward to going back to Dominica. And then Dominica said they want to come back to St. Lucia also. So that's just the start of things to come with the Sports Academy. And one of the major things we are working towards now, come the new school year. Right now, as I speak, I don't want to put a cut out of the bag. But in the Ministry of Education, the top officials will continue the negotiation with the union, okay, to get the flexible time agreed upon for the teachers, because training will be done during morning on certain days, and then certain days training in the afternoon. The whole idea of the Sports Academy being run where students are in the class from 8:30 to 3 o'clock, and then you go to train for 2 hours. So what's that? Every secondary school, that's what they are doing. So we cannot have a sports academy and then that's how you're moving. So come for the new school term, we are going to differentiate even the training. So the same way in education, you say that you have to have differentiated method of instruction for the academic performance. Even in the sports, we are going to have differentiated training. So persons like Theo Edward, who is a talented young cricketer who will be playing for the West Indies, he cannot train just the 2 hours a day with the rest of the players. So we are going to work during the day. That Theo now will get one-on-one training because we have the coaches, Mr. Keith Shalry, Mr. Brian Calix, and then Mr. Gary Maffrey, who is the head coach. They are working with them. So then now these other top athletes, okay, not just the cricketers, but the footballers and also the pole vaulters and other track athletes will be getting the individualized training. Because what you need to understand is that yes, there are students who will need to do the 8 subjects, the 10 subjects, and so on. But there are those, because to enter university, you need 5 subjects. So you might need to do about 6 or 7, and then now you give some of the time to get yourself to the elite level that we want to get you. So our goal is every child who enters the Sports Academy, Mr. Pierre, you have to come out as an elite athlete, an elite cricketer, an elite footballer, and that is our mission.
Therefore, my next question, my final question on this aspect is that the new school year is soon upon us.
Yeah.
How does a child get enrolled at the Sports Academy, and what is being done between now and the commencement of school as far as recruitment is concerned?
Well, as we speak, the sports directors, they're going to schools to carry out the recruitment process. And then what they do is that they go through the process with the students, the grade 6 students, and then now the best students out of that, then they will invite them to the Sports Academy where they will further do another exercise with them. And then now the parents will be contacted to find out if they are interested in having the children, or they will be advised to register these children with the Sports Academy. Now, in the event we may have 1 or 2 students who did not go through that process, we can still have another recruitment process with them to get them to the sports academy. So the whole idea now is to identify the top grade 6 students in the various fields, on football, cricket, and track and field, and also the academics must match up with their sports performance.
Now it's time for the real McCoy, APL.
Yes, sir. Now you have me excited now.
Who or what is the APL?
APL is the acronym for Adventist Premier League. All right, and then when we started about 10 years ago.
10?
Yes. Yeah, we started about 10 years ago. It was just with the churches. Okay, we started because what happened is that we said, okay, we have a number of members who love cricket, but then they don't get to participate in national cricket and so on. So we started this cricket tournament among the churches. Then about 3 years, about 2 outside teams, that is United Raiders, and then later I think it was Goodlands. Okay, they came on board. Okay, and then we had them to participate. And then now the news spread around, and then other teams realized, but wait, we can also be part of it. And then it developed from just a church tournament to what we now have as a premier tournament. So the Adventist Premier League now is a premier tournament where we have 24 teams participating in the tournament, and then we had to divide that into 2 divisions. We have Division 1 and Division 2. And the exciting thing about it, Mr. Pierre, is that the bottom 2 of each group of Division 1 will be relegated at the end. And, and the top 4 of Division 2 will
okay, and ladies and gentlemen, I have here with...
So that is creating a lot of excitement, and not just simply to win the trophy, but then also not to be relegated and to be promoted. So with this now, the whole emphasis we keep at the core of it is sports evangelism. So we are trying to get everybody to understand that we are not making anybody an Adventist. That's not what we are doing. We are showing people to develop an appreciation and an awareness to know that there is a God. And then you have to show respect to that being, that higher power. Okay, so then every time we play, first thing we do a short devotion and prayer. Then when we end the match, we also end with a short devotion and prayer. That's how we do it. So APL now is going through with the Premier Tournament. And as we speak also, there is now the Chaz Knockout Tournament. Okay?
But before we go to that part, have you noticed any positive correlation between what is happening in terms of the devotion and making people realize and understand that there's a God for the tournament?
Yes, Mr. Pierre, very much so, because our tournament, when you come, we don't have alcohol, we don't have people and the players coming cursing and these things and so on. We tell them to show, okay, a different lifestyle, a better lifestyle, okay? And then when they come, they show that appreciation, they show that awareness. Because if we come and we don't pray, they might wonder what's happening, something is wrong and so on. Now it is the awareness that has been created to make them understand that by the time you start your day, you start with prayers, show God the respect and so on. So all the players, they have been talking about it, and then they show that greater level of respect to the Almighty.
Okay, so let's talk about the upcoming tournament and the other tournament. How has that been going?
Right. Well, as we speak right now, we're into the final stages. Okay. We have the Division 1 final, which is coming next Thursday. All right. And then we already had 1 semi-final. So L'Abbaye, they defeated Monrepo. So L'Abbaye now they are in the finals, waiting for the match between Vanna and Millet. On 3 occasions, that match had to be rescheduled because of rain. Tuesday we started it after 2 overs, then it had to be abandoned because of rain. So that match now is rescheduled for next week, Tuesday. That's the second semi-final for Division 1. Okay, and then the winner of that Millet Vanna now will play L'Abbaye in the finals. Then as we speak, Division 2, we have Moshi and Jaguar. Jaguar is a new team that joined us. Okay, they are in the finals for Division 2. Okay, and then that will be played on Sunday night. And then now we have right now, as we speak, a while ago I heard you doing the sports news, you said we have a lot of plates. Well, in APL also we have a lot of plates, all right? And somebody said we have spoons also, all right? So then they are playing for the plate tournament, those who did not reach the quarterfinals and the semifinals. So that is going on very well. And then now we have right after that, Mr. Pierre, we are going to have the Chaz Knockout Tournament. And the Chaz Knockout Tournament, it will be Division 1 playing among themselves, Division 2 playing among themselves, and then it will be a knockout tournament, okay? Then right after that, Mr. Pierre, we have the Veterans Tournament, the APL Veterans Tournament. You see, APL is cricket all round, you know. Cricket all round. We don't stop with APL. Now, in between that, Mr. Pierre, we are taking an APL team to Dominica.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes, that is exciting. Listen, the Dominicans, I'm already in contact with them and so on. And then they're excited about it because they are in the process of starting the table tournament. And then I don't know how they got to know about our tournament. They made contact with me, and then they said they want us to come over to Dominica to play a series of matches with them in Dominica. And then we have all of our APL table players. They're excited about going to Dominica. And then what we realize we might have to do now is to go with 2 teams in Dominica, a premier team and a veterans team, and we will also go with an Adventist team. So maybe 3 teams we are going to Dominica with. Now, on the same note now, Mr. Pierre, we have the Babono under-19 cricketers who will be touring Dominica in July also. That is, for the APL, we are touring Dominica in August. But the Babono under-19, now that's another hat I'm putting on now, okay? We will be touring Dominica in July, okay? And then now, at the same time, let me say that this is the authentic Babono under-19 team, the grassroots cricket that is taking place in Babono. We have had Mr. John Eugene, his academy, for the past almost 10 years, who had been representing or supporting Babono, and he has done well for us. And I have to commend Mr. Eugene during the time when Babono did not have an under-19 side or even a structure to have under-19 players. Mr. John Eugene came in, and then he filled that void for us, and then he did a good job for us in keeping things going. But now he is with Central Castries. So then Babono, now we have our own under-19 structure because we have been challenged to move Babono cricket. So Babono under-19 will be touring Dominica in July also.
How and where do you find all that time and energy to be so intricately involved in the organization and support of all these establishments and tournaments?
Good question. I don't know. I think my day has about 48 hours. 48 hours. Because when we leave here, I'm going to the Balata field because there is the plate finals, Division 1 plate finals taking place. So I will be at the Balata field to watch the rest of the matches. And then as soon as I reach home, then I know you will be expecting me to send you the sports news. So I will have to get that done and send it to you before I go to bed. So, but then I have some good supporters and some good team members working with, both in the Babono Cricket League and also the APL Cricket League. So we have a great team working with, especially the umpires, our local umpires, with King Karu being the head of the umpires and so on. So they have been doing very well, and I get good support, but then it is a lot, Mr. Pierre, but I enjoy it and it's exciting.
Tell us a bit more of the sponsors who have been working assiduously with you to ensure that the tournament has been the success that it has turned out to be over the years.
Yes, for the past 7 years, we have had our main sponsor, the Eagle Freight Brokerage and Services, and that's why our tournament is called the Eagle Freight APL T20 Tournament. And then Mr. Leslie Jabatis of Eagle Freight, he has been there with us, and he has been our main sponsor, our platinum sponsor throughout these 7 years. And then he has continued to sponsor our tournament. And even as we speak, the live matches that are going on, he is the one sponsoring the live matches also. That is going on very well. Now, with the Chas Knockout Tournament, Sipal Holding is sponsoring that tournament for us. Then as we speak, we have other companies and corporate citizens that are coming through with us to assist us. So, for example, you have Carded Distribution, and you have also, let me pause for now before I give you the wrong names, okay? But then we have a number of other agencies and corporate citizens and even individuals who are coming through and sponsoring us. One of them is SD Chow Min, okay, from the Roseau Valley Mondo community.
We also saw the completion of the Dr. Virginia Poyot tournament. You were involved in this. How did that tournament go and materialize?
Yes, and then even before that, I need to mention one more. Okay, St. Lucia Insurances Limited, they continue, they also sponsor. And then how did I forget the Ministry of Sports? The Ministry of Sports, they are supporting us 110%. The APL, they are there with us. Mr. Kenson Casimir and his team, they are there with us 110% with the APL, Eagle Freight APL tournament. Right, so the Babono 40 over tournament, it ended last Sunday, and that was a great success. What we decided this year we are going to do, Mr. Pierre, is that we wanted it to be a developmental program. So that was not the time where a team could come. Your name is Kako Babono, but then you have only one player from Kako. and all the rest from all around St. Lucia and so on. No, we said that we want that tournament to be players who are either eligible to play for Babono or you live in Babono. Okay, so you could have been living somewhere else in St. Lucia, but you are eligible to play for Babono. So then these were the players that we had for this tournament. Okay, then it went very well with the two groups we had, and then at the end now you had Torin United, okay, defeating Debarra Bright in that tournament. But the interesting thing, Mr. Pierre, is that Debarra is the smallest community, but they have two teams in the tournament. They have Debarra Pythons and Debarra Bright.
Don't forget that Debarra is a cricket community. Now, when I heard the name Debarra Bright, and you're talking about the non-alcohol and trying to get the players closer to God, when people hear Debarra Bright, the first thing that go to come to their mind is the bright alcohol.
Oh, well, yeah, because now that we have a different cup now, so that's a Babono cricket league now. That's the Honorable Virginia Albert Poyot cricket league. So the Babono cricket league, so I put on a different cap. So when we go there, so we don't do devotions and prayer and so on. Babono cricket run just like the national cricket, so the guys can come with their coolers and whatever and so on. So that's Babono cricket. Okay. But with the APL now, they know that this is the spiritual side of it, that they come according to that one.
Any further input that you want to leave with us before you go? Because I know you have to go, and you have to come back here, obviously. But any other developments that you want to share with the viewers out there?
Well, I just want to make mention first from the Babono standpoint. We have coming soon the VPL, Virginia Premier League. Okay, that's the T20 for Babono, and this one will be exciting, Mr. Pierre. Now, that's where now the teams now can bring in the 4 franchise players outside of St. Lucia, outside of Babono, anywhere from St. Lucia. You can bring them now to strengthen your team, because that one now will be the T20 tournament, the exciting one, the franchise tournament. And the way we are going to do it this year in Babono now, we are going to get the corporate citizens, the minister is working on that. We are going to get the corporate citizens to associate with the communities. So you might have Kako being called the Aplau Kako United team. All right, so each of the corporate citizens will be contacted and they will form the franchise for the different communities. So that's from a Babono perspective. So that is coming soon. All right, then, as I said now, from the APL tournament, we're going to also have now coming to us now from APL now. When we go to Dominica, Mr. Pierre, we are going to organize.
I hope you'll be with you.
Oh, we're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. We are going to organize now a Windward Island tape ball executive.
Oh, great.
And then now this tournament that we're going to run in Dominica will more or less be a mini Windward Island tape ball tournament between St. Lucia and Dominica. And the whole idea now will be for us to spread it across to St. Vincent and Grenada. Because tape ball now, as you know, especially in Asia, it's a big thing. And you have a number of persons who do not play the hardball, or even though they play the regular hardball, they still want to play in the tape ball tournament. So these are the exciting things we have coming up in the APL. And I just want to tell persons, continue to support, continue to be out there, just be involved in a sport. Do not stay. There is sports for all, sports for health, sports for life. And that's what APL is all about, Mr. Pierre. So one of these days, when we play in our veterans tournament and you want to come and take a knock, you are free to do so.
Thank you very much. We could go on and on, but as we indicated, Mr. Sipal has to go to the tournament, which is Balata, which I actually dragged him away from. That's why we were a bit late here. However, I always want to end with the support being thrown out by the campaign being thrown out there by the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, together with the St. Lucia Football Association, Inc., and the Oliver Goback Foundation. Say no to gun violence. Let's put an end to gun violence. Sports is life. Football is life. If you see something, say something. Give gun violence a red card. Shoot to score, not to kill. Bat to score runs. Bowl to take wickets,
yes,
not to kill. Thank you, Mr. Sipal, for having us here.
Thank you much.
It has been our pleasure to once again grace you with our presence, and we look forward to your continued support next week. This is Michael Midget Pierre saying good night for now. and have a safe one. And always remember, shoot to score, not to kill.
Sports Talk is brought to you by the kind compliments of the following sponsors.
To protect appliances from lightning, rain, and flood water damage, unplug them, then turn off the main switch. Lightning can produce electrical surges which can damage equipment. Protect your electronics from water damage as well. Make sure you have flashlights, battery-powered radios, and extra fresh batteries available. Be smart, stay safe.
In the Caribbean, Mother Nature has long taught us the secrets of self-care. Glory cedar leaves to fight skin infection or sulfur baths for acne and eczema. Now, these and other time-tested ingredients are contained in high-quality, locally produced handmade soap. Etoile. 10 spa-worthy soap choices including soothing aloe vera, zesty coconut, black soap from charcoal, and many more. Etoile is made from all natural ingredients and is surprisingly affordable. Etoile, a skin spa in a soap bar. Available at supermarkets and pharmacies near you.
Shall you come and play with us, sir?
No, I don't want to play.
Why?
You know my uncle died and I can't even go to the funeral. I just don't want to play.
But DVD, I was luck. DVD have it on TV and online. You can even watch it on your phone.
That's true. Let's go and watch it now.
In keeping with the social distancing of COVID-19, JVD TV channel 115 has now added television broadcast to its online coverage of funerals. COVID-19 is not a friend, it's not a citizen, and it's definitely not a family member. Call GVD TV at 726-9914 or 722-6542 to make arrangements for funeral services online and television viewing from the church to the cemetery.